Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to demonstrate, do an open boxing and usage instructions and tutorial on the brand new DJI OSMO Mobile 3. Looks like this. This is the brand new one. Now I bought the new DJI Pocket Go 2 and the DJI Pocket 2, which I showed the video a while back, this one. And this is basically, it does exactly what the Pocket 2 does, but with your smartphone, so you don't have to carry the Pocket 2. Obviously the Pocket 2 is much more expensive and convenient because it's all in one and it's all small, and this is much bulkier and heavier, but still with respect to what it does, weight is not a big deal on this one, so it's pretty convenient to use. Okay, so let's see what we have. It comes just like this, sealed in the box, and let's open it and see what we have inside. Okay, all right. Let me see. I'm gonna there you go. Okay, seems to be pretty good. Now let's open it and see what we have. Oh my god, how do you open this? They really... This is the first DJI item that is being glued together. They usually don't glue it, or maybe not. Oh, I'm blind. There's another... Okay. There you go. That's how you open it. Okay, so we have the unit. Let's see what we have. Okay, nothing else inside. All right, so let's see what's in here. We have the hand strap, USB cable, little rubber grips for the phones that are too slippery or too small. We have the owner's manual, quick reference guide. And what do we have here? Right here we have a little pouch or bag to carry it in, and the actual unit. Now, as you know, these units need to be charged because they have batteries, so I'm not sure if there is enough charge at this time, but we'll find out. Now you realize that when you put your phone here, you must make sure the phone is balanced, because if it's not balanced, you will be wasting too much battery and shortening the life of the motors of the gimbal, because they're basically fighting the weight of the phone's imbalance to center it. So you have to make sure it's like dead center and balance. And also, another important thing is that when you mount your phone, see the camera must be on the left side. So there it says here, phone camera direction. So basically the camera must be on the side where the D is, because the sticker you might will remove. So look at the D as being representing digital camera. So the D has to be on the camera must be on this side. Okay. this expands like this. It expands in order for you to put your phone, and it can host varieties of different phones. This phone is currently in OtterBox case. I'm not sure if it's going to expand wide enough to take this. And based on what I see, it does not expand wide enough to take my phone with the OtterBox case. Having that said, I'm going to have to remove it from the case. And let's activate the gimbal first. Now you could buy a tripod. When you buy the more advanced version, it has a tripod. Mine is not the one with the tripod. Okay, so let's connect this unit, pair, agree, next, activate. Okay, so these are like special offers, 2-year warranty, water damage coverage. You could, learn more if you want to, but I'm going to skip on that. I just need to use. These are some notices for the beginners, some basically tips and tricks for the beginners that shows you what to do, what not to do. Let me set this aside here so I could show you these. Tells you how to balance your phone. Let me zoom in so you can see better. And it tells you how to balance your phone vertically and horizontally. And this tells you how to use the joystick up and down. And this tells you how to take photos or record videos. And this tells you, this is like a multi-function button, which is also the power on off button. Switch between photo mode and video mode, and check the battery level when powered off. Switch between landscape and portrait mode. When you press it twice, when you press this button twice right here, let me show you. When you press this button twice, it switches between portrait and landscape. When you press it once, it switches between photo and video. And when you press it when the unit is off, it will show the battery level. When you press and hold it, it goes power off or entering sleep mode. So basically those are the things it's telling you. This was one of the most important things to learn. Okay, so this is the zoom pushing to zoom in and out. Remember, most phones do not have optical zoom. So this is a digital zoom of your telephone, when your quality will be lost when you use this. So this is not something to get used to it too much or get too comfortable with it. Okay, this is the trigger. This is extremely important to remember. When you press and hold this, it enters lock mode and releases mode. For example, if your phone is like moving freely, it locks to one thing that you want. So you could be moving your hand around and the phone will lock to that object. When you press it once, it starts and start or stop active track. Okay, and when you press it twice, recenters the gimbal, recenters it. When you press it 3 times, switches between the front and back camera. Now this is something they don't mention, but I should tell you that it does not switch between front and back camera while you're in the middle of recording. So you have to stop the recording, only then pressing it 3 times will switch from front and back to front. Okay, if you press it once and then press it and hold it, it switches to sport mode, which means the motor action will be much rapid and the reactions will be much rapid for shooting sport events and stuff. Okay, that's how you charge your gimbal, just with a USB. Now this plug is not included. Not very many people need it because you could plug it into your phone charger, you could plug it into your computer USB port. Nowadays they even have wall plugs that have USB on them. So, and here is the actual practical way of using it. Okay, so let's it's telling me that we need to upgrade the firmware. Well, I don't have a problem with it. Let's install the firmware and make sure this is upright. It's very important to hold the gimbal like this when it's doing the firmware upgrade. %, 95%, I believe we are at 100%. Okay, bingo, the update is done. We click done and allow. We have to allow the app to access the phone, the Bluetooth, the wireless, the cameras, the photos, everything. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, so we could go and do the gallery permission. We need to go to the settings. In the settings, photos. There you go. All photos, and there you go. So you have to let it accept, allow it, grant it permission to accept your photos and your cameras. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the Mimo app and see how we can hook this puppy up. So what I'm going to do is before I turn this on, I have turned it off right now. Before I turn it on, I am going to mount my camera, my phone. Okay, so now you can see much better. Watch as I move my hand. See how the phone is not losing its physical location. Now, if I want to move this way, watch what this does. Moves that way. If I push the joystick this way, the phone moves that way. If I push the joystick up, the phone points up, the camera points up. If I put it down, the camera points down. And if I press record, it will record. However, before I do that, I need to skip these little hints. These are little hints that you can read. You know, all these little hints you can read and learn from. Okay, this is for to select an area where you would like to object that you want the gimbal to follow. For example, if I were to hold my hand here, let's say if I were to hold my hand here and I wanted it to follow my hand, I would be drawing a picture around my hand. So what I'm gonna do is let's see, what am I gonna, well, I'm gonna put this antiperspirant bottle here, and I'm gonna make it follow that, and let's see how good that does. Okay, so let's follow that puppy. Okay, so I wanted to follow this puppy right there. Okay, so now that thing is in the center, right? So if I'm moving this around, this will move without me doing anything with my hands. If I take this up, the camera moves up. If I go down, the camera goes down, because I made a circle around this to follow this. That's what that is. If you take this completely out of the scene, then it will go crazy because it cannot find it. So I'm going to bring it back in. Let's see if it will stabilize its craziness. And no, because now it lost the active tracking of that particular device. Okay, so now we will talk about how to center the gimbal. Remember, depending on how many times you press this, it changes the position. For example, if you press it once, just once, it changes from camera to photo. I'm sorry, from video to photo, like that. Now we are back to video. If you double tap it, it goes from vertical to horizontal. So now it's video recording horizontally, and if I double tap it, it will record vertically. Again, watch, double tap. It's recording vertically again. So mostly you want to, if you're making YouTube videos, you have to be vertical. Horizontal. Okay, so I hooked this up because the battery wasn't, fully charged and wasn't working very good. And then I also removed the OtterBox case so this could fit much better and operate much better. So again, I'll repeat that video in photo mode. You press once, you have photo, press again, you have video, you double press, it goes to horizontal, and then double press again, goes back to vertical, and obviously for YouTube you want it to be horizontal, and then this will record. And then when you record, you could, you know, go back this way, that way, just use it normal, press it again, it will end the recording. If you double tap the trigger here, double tap that, see, it will change the gimbal to center. If you triple tap it, it will change it to face you, like a camera to face you, but it will not do it when it's recording. You have to be, the recording has to be off. So I'm going to triple tap. So there it is. Now it's facing me. Now I can record myself and, you know, speak. But now if I triple tap, it's not going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to stop the recording. Again, you have a lot of functionalities on screen that you could use. For example, as you can see, you have playback and you have face detection on. You have automatic photo. And this right here, which is the ISO and shutter speed, is all automatic. All these can be changed. And then you have these three dots in here, which is the settings. There, all the different settings, camera settings and all that. I'm not gonna go into those. For that I'm gonna make a separate video. This is just a video to show you how to set it up and use it. And basically, you twist this way, twist that way. Zoom is right here, as you can see. This is the zoom button, and zoom is digital zoom, so just the same zoom as the camera. It's not recommended. Actually, let me switch back to the front camera. Okay, so the zoom is like, you know, not the real zoom. You know, it's like doing like this. You know, it's digital zoom. Now these cameras, iPhone 7 Plus, they do have a 1x optical zoom, I believe, 2x optical, and the rest is digital. So you could go up to 2x using optical, and then the digital kicks in, the quality drops and all that. So yeah, that's that. And again, to do the recording, you simply, you know, press that and do recording, and to press the gimbal once, you know, it centers, and second, press the trigger. If you press it twice, it centers the unit. 3 times, changes the camera, like that. And then you could draw up something that you wanted to follow. You could draw with your hands what you wanted to follow, and that's about it. It's just nice little stable little unit. Make sure your phone is not too heavy, because I noticed that this phone was being a little, it was acting weird when I had this case on. It wasn't acting normal because it was kind of too heavy for it. So yeah, make sure it's not too heavy. And when you turn it off, you press and hold this. Press and hold to turn it off. And once you turn it off, it goes to the position where you need to fold it, but you have to first make sure that this is aligned like that. So basically, the way you fold it, you align this, this, and this. Make sure this is facing away, and you fold it like this. Then you could put it away. So that's a nice little unit that you can use to create excellent videos, high quality, stabilized smartphone videos. Now, I have to admit that the quality of stabilization in image is not nearly as good as the actual DJI Pocket 2. The DJI Pocket 2 gives you superb stability. This, it's a big phone that's trying to move around, when the actual you know, DJI Pocket 2 is just a small little camera that is moving around, which much faster response, much faster response. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.